Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Political Science Study Hub. Today I am going to teach you about the Western political thinkers, in which the first thinker that we are going to study is Plato. We will study about the introduction, theory of ideal state, theory of justice, education system and communism of property and why. So in introduction, let's see what is there in introduction. Socrates was the first political thinker and we do not have any political writing of Socrates. He was known as the father of ethics and he has told this term. Of course, there was no written material, but he has said it in dialogue form that virtue is knowledge. Okay. And there are no political writing of him, as I have told earlier, and Plato was student of Socrates. So this is something which is being asked, so everybody should remember this. And Plato lived between 427 to 347 BC in Greek. He was an Greek philosopher. And Plato is known as father of philosophy. Remember this, father of ethics Socrates and father of philosophy Plato. According to Plato, ethics is the foundation of politics. The nature of justice is central problem of justice. The nature of justice is central problem of politics. By mistake I have written justice. The nature of justice is central problem of politics. Okay. Plato used dialectical method. Idea was substance behind the universe. Clash between thesis, that means initial idea about something. There are two people, one has one idea and other one has opposite idea. One has initial idea and other has opposite idea. The first one is known as thesis and the second one is known as antithesis, and then the debate will occur between them, and in result there is a synthesis, a combination of truer parts of both thesis and antithesis, and this process goes on until it reaches the absolute idea which is eternal. Like we can say initial idea is civil society and individual human beings, and they together agree to form a state, that is antithesis. Theory of ideal state. According to Plato, a state should be ideal one, organic and natural institution. Why organic? Because he has connected state with an organism. And the people living in it are its organ. Organs work for what? For the organism only. So without an organism, organ is of no use, and without organ, organism is of no use. So it is told. Okay. So they are interconnected and it is called organic state. State is more important than human being because development of human being happens in state only. As I have told, without state, human being, citizen is of no use, because state only helps in how to live in a proper way is described by the state only. So for development, state is required, and state is individual writ large. This is one dialogue quote of Plato, which everyone should remember. A state is ideal state because it is ruled by philosopher king. So Plato is called a father of philosophy. He has brought this term out, philosophical king. State becomes ideal when it is ruled by a philosophical king. Plato's ideal state was a republic with three categories of citizen. First one is traders, second is army, and third are the philosophical kings, each of whom possess their own nature and they all have different capabilities. He wanted mixed government of democracy and aristocracy. The state. Plato wanted conquest of Sparta against Athens. The state should neither be small nor too large. He has also described the size of the state. Then forms of the state, means how a state should be ruled. He have told 5 form of state. See, I am teaching for the very first time. I have only uploaded one video. This is my second video, so I am a little bit tensed. So if I do mistake, please forgive me. The first form is aristocracy, government in hands of aristocrats. The second one is democracy, the power of the rule of honor. Third is oligarchy, power in the hands of money. The person who have money, they also have the power. Fourth is democracy, which is known by everyone. Freedom are the most important. And fifth is tyranny, absolute power on one hand. Plato's best form of government is mixture of aristocracy and democracy. Okay. Theory of justice. Plato's theory of justice is also known as architectonic theory of justice. Architect. See here also comes architect, as he has told a state is an organic state. Therefore, architectonic theory of justice also comes over here. So, every individual should get justice by state. Okay, Plato has given importance to ideal state and everybody should get justice in it. It draws an analogy between social organization and architecture in order to explicate the nature of justice. Plato identifies 4 forms of virtues: traders, soldiers, philosopher king, and justice. Justice is blessing, and the balance of the 3 virtues is only justice according to Plato. Means all this form of category of citizens should go hand in hand. The persons who are doing the work of traders should do it honestly. Who are in the soldiers, army or navy should do their work honestly. And philosophical king of course should rule honestly. So now we come to Plato's education system. As Plato has told, ideal state is supported by pillar and education is one of them. So he has again given importance to education also. Compulsory education and full equality of opportunity for all citizens. He has not done any discrimination for women or any on the basis of birth or gender. He has not done any discrimination. But one more thing is about his education system is that children are separated from family and brought in the custody of the state. See, this is one thing that we cannot imagine also. After birth, the child is separated from the parents in Plato's education system. and Plato's school is known as academy. Okay. So he has done the age divided. He has divided the age. See, like he has told, from birth to till the age of 10 years, all the children should be given education on physical education, sports and gymnastic, so that they become very much strong, and they do not require medicine when they fall ill. They recover on their own only. There would be no need of medicine for them if they become strong. Then from 11 to 15 years, what they should do? They should learn music, maths, history and science. Then after, from age 16 to 20, they should get moral education. At 20 years, there is a first level examination. Like what you have learned till this age, there is of course need to examine it, na? How much you have learned. For that, there is a first high level examination. Who fails in this exam, they are sent to become traders or peasants. And who passes, they from the age of 20 to 30 years, they do physical, mental and moral training. See, lot of training is given to the children from their birth only. They don't know about their parents or the life of a child, how should be a life of a child, they don't know. They only, from the birth only, they have to work for their state, and for that only education is also given to them. See, who fails, then also they have to do the work of trader or peasants. That's their level. Who passes, they do further training, education. And in 30 years, there is again second grand examination. Who fails in this are sent to become soldier. So the peasant class is dominated by the soldiers. Okay. And who passes? From the age 30 to 35 years, they are given philosophical education. And from the age of 36 to 50, they are sent to deal with the problems of the life. Then they have not given any education. Now they have to educate themselves by the surrounding, how the people behave. They have to face all the challenges of the life and learn from it. Then the final exam takes place. Who passes becomes philosophical king, and failed one are sent to become auxiliaries, like the army or navy, in navy. Okay. So at the age of 50, according to Plato, a king is capable of becoming a king when he attains the age of 50, and then also when he has passed the exams. Then, according to Plato, rulers should be one who have no fascination for the position of authority, so that they will rule well. On the contrary, who wants power, they will cause degeneration of state. As we know, जिसको पावर चाहिए होता है, जो पावर में आ जाता है, तो वो फिर वो करप्टेड हो जाता है. पावर मिल गया है तो उसका हम मिसयूज भी करने लग जाता है. लेकिन जिसको पावर नहीं चाहिए, अगर उसको मिल जाएगा तो वो सही से ही काम करेगा. दिस वॉज द थिंकिंग ऑफ प्लेटो. Now we come to the communism of property and wives. Now Plato has clubbed philosopher kings and soldiers together and described them as guardian class. Okay, this is asked in many times. Okay, in order to keep them free from corruption, he prescribed a way of living, and that is only known as communism of wives and property. So guardian will have minimum goods shared by all of them. They will not have any personal item, no private property. Okay, they will live together and eat also together. They will follow the principle of communism property. So they अगर खुद का प्रॉपर्टी नहीं होगा तो लालच भी नहीं होगा कि और बढ़ाना है, उस तरफ ध्यान नहीं जाएगा. तो किसकी तरफ ध्यान जाएगा? स्टेट की तरफ. स्टेट को बनाने के लिए ध्यान जाएगा उसके तरफ. The guardian will not have any private family. All men and women will do group marriage and become each other's common wife and husband. They will have common children. See, all men and women will also have common marriage. So no husband and no wife. All are husband of all wives, and all wives are of all husband. They will have common children, so the child will also not know who is their mother or father. Every man will be their father, every woman will be their mother. All children will be separated from parents and will be in the custody of state for further education. Like I have told earlier, the child is separated from the parents from its birth only. When no man will be attached to wife and children, no woman will be attached to child and husband, and to child will be attached to any particular parents. No member of guardian class will have any weakness. All will be devoted to the service of state. As I have told, they are not connected with each other. All are connected to all. So no personal weaknesses. Therefore, they will be devoted to state. They will not have any form of corruption and they won't have any temptation. Now we will see the differences between Plato's communism and modern communism. The guardian class only. In Plato, who have the authority? The guardian class. And in modern communism, the whole society. What is the way of transition? How the people will come in Plato's communism? Through the education system, and in modern communism through revolution. Then there is communism of wife and property, okay, in Plato's communism, and in modern communism common property, common ownership of property. Then what is the goal of Plato? Satisfaction of minimum needs, okay. People will not have their own wishes, only the how much is required they will have that only, so that they are focused on the state's work. But in modern one, there is satisfaction of material needs. Then philosophical basis of Plato's is primacy of moral values, but in modern one is primacy of material satisfaction. They look after their satisfaction, not what is the minimum need. It is the all the needs they required that is seen. Then in Plato's communism, authority is of philosophical king. In modern one, authority is given to the working classes. Now famous books of Plato: the Republic, the Apology, the Symposium, Laws. There are many more books. I have described only this one book. So that was all for today's class. Thank you for listening till here. If you have any query or complaint, please write it down in the comment box. Thank you.